It's a rainy day here in Indiana. And look, all of my chickens are up in there. Some are over there. My little chickens are like right here under that ledge of that building. My goats are mad. Solomon has a great house now, so he's probably not as mad as he was. But anyway, we're going to cook today. Oh, look, there's Anna Banana coming out with Tut. And there's some other pretty birds. They're trying to see if I'm going to give them treats or not, but I'm not. Uh-oh. Did she see me? No, not yet, but they know I'm here. It won't take long. Orchid will let out a blah. Okay, so I've decided to make something crunchy and warm and something that kind of goes along with the leftover fajitas I have from last night. So let's go cook. Look, they followed me to the door. My chickens followed me because they want a snack. Look at them. They're so funny. Hi, Elizabeth. She's like, hey. What do you think? What do you think, Raven? What are they doing? Okay, back to cooking. Okay, so I decided to do refried bean cakes. All I'm going to do is use these 2 cans of refried beans, so the spicy Kroger, and look, I gave 40 cents a can for them. So 80 cents for the main part of this meal. Okay, so what I'm going to use is 2 of those cans, 1 egg, some diced onion that I have here that I have to dice, and a little bit of pancake mix because I'm not opening any flour for this, so I have some pancake mix and it will work just fine. Now, I'm just going to put a pinch of our taco seasonings in there. So that's why I left it kind of behind, because it's just a pinch. And then we also have some cheese to use. So in my little skillet, we're going to make some fantastic refried beans. Okay, so we've got our coconut oil heating in our pan right now. We have 1 can and a half of the refried beans in here. The 1 egg, we have my onion, and then we have just a splash of the taco seasonings in there. And next we're going to stir this up. And let me see if I can do this. Okay. And as you can see, that egg makes it quite mushy. All right. This is such a great autumn, like if you have tacos or if you have some sort of Mexican dish, you know, you have this on the side and it's the crunchy part. You could even put your taco meat on top of them. Well, we'll talk about that once we get a couple fried. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some cheddar cheese in there. I'm going to get that mixed in. Yeah, I think we'll do 1 more little bunch of cheese there. I do not measure things. I just use what I have, and I just kind of, either I'm sparing with something or I just use it all. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the pancake mix in there and just show you what I think it will need. I think that should be plenty right there. Now, you could also use like self-rising cornmeal if you really wanted to get authentic and make it a bean cake with cornmeal, or with like the cornmeal muffin mix. You could use that as well, and that would really be awesome too. Okay, let's get this incorporated. Okay, I think it needs a little more of this pancake mix. Just a little bit, okay? And that's why I don't like to say use this amount of measuring, because I don't know, maybe the humidity is different in your area or the temperature is different in your area. You know, I mean, it's all variable like that. Okay, so this is it all mixed up. It smells really good. So I'm pretty excited. Now, instead of making like, I don't know, like a patty, because we don't really want all of that floury flavor, what we're going to do is we're going to make drops. I'm going to take our spoon. This is the same way you would do if you were going to do your mashed potato cakes like this, when you use leftover mashed potatoes. Now, my grandma made bean cakes when we would have leftover soup beans. This was something that she would do. So she would use her soup beans, squash them up, do what I just did. Maybe not quite as much as I did, but yeah, she used her soup beans. So you can use any bean. And not only that, but it's a protein. So if you're lacking a protein in your meal plan for that night, here is your protein. You can put sauce, you can put eggs, you can eat it with scrambled eggs, you can eat it with vegetable soup. I mean, this is one of those protein adds to a meal, kind of like you saw me do with the egg and the beef lo mein that I kind of made with the stir-fried vegetable or stir-fried noodles. Yeah. So adding that egg made sure that if someone picked out all of the steak, which my husband tends to do when I cook like that, or if I make something with shrimp, sometimes I have hideaway stuff. I'm going to turn this up really high because I have it down too low. But anyway, you can use any bean. You can use mashed potatoes. And I also do tuna cakes. Instead of like salmon patties, which are good, tuna cakes are kind of like the same thing as a salmon patty and a crab cake, and it makes the tuna light and airy, and maybe one of these days I'll make some of them. And we normally have tuna cakes when I make soup beans and cornbread and greens. So that's a big event meal. But I might do some tuna cakes just to do to show you how I do it, because they're really good. Okay, so we're going to let this fry up. Oh, they're just doing so great. Oh, look at that. They're beautiful. Yummy, yummy. I just flipped them over. And now we're going to brown the other side in order to encase that nice, fluffy, beany, cheesy inside. I love bean cakes. It's very comforting and just satisfying. I finished off the beans with smaller cakes, so that way I utilized every bit of the beans in the bowl. Now, whether you prefer to do a flatter, crispier bean cake or a smaller bean cake with more center, it doesn't matter. They're still scrumptious and just wonderful. Now, mine did fall apart, but that happens because you really don't want to use all that much binding on it. Now, I'm going to take this bite and absolutely love it. Oh my gosh. Try some bean cakes. It goes with any meal, or even as a breakfast. Instead of a hash brown, use a refried bean cake. Wait a minute. If they're refried beans when you start it and you fry them again, what does that make them? I don't know, but they're awful good. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance.